Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the BTS, the Summit 8 qualifiers. It is going to be the EU region this time around. PENTA Esports facing off against Midderfeed. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Trent. We saw a Morphling in the last game, surprisingly enough, and this time around, he's still in the pool. We'll see if PENTA want to go for it, or maybe just take the Lich again and then build into its second phase. Trent, how you doing?
I'm looking at those heroes. I'm thinking about the Lich Morphling. It also makes me think about Lich AM, to be honest with you. Some of those more obnoxious dual lanes mid. We thought maybe we were done with them with the reduction of the creeps in the mid lane. We lost that extra guy, but people still pretty down with it. So we'll see. I think second phase we might see the Morphling ban, just because it was pretty frustrating and it kind of screwed over their support picks. Or maybe they'll just focus less on it in that sense. Already things look better, right? Because we have the Earth Spirit for mid or feed instead, and that was certainly the key hero for PENTA last game.
Yeah, this is the needed change, I think. You take that one away yourself. Granted, it was because it was like a first pick overall for PENTA, and they ended up, or rather for mid or feed last time, and they took the Bane, which seems like a good take, but maybe needing to get one of those team fighters earlier instead.
Yeah, I think this is just perfect, right? You have the counter to Puck in the Earth Spirit, so this gives Puck a really nice mid lane. There's pretty much no one else that can come mid and really harass Puck all that much, so this makes it more matchup dependent, likely. Unless we just get a Lich +1, I suppose. But if it's a pure 1v1 situation, then you're looking more towards those really obnoxious guys like Viper is pretty brutal these days. With that new Nether Toxin, kind of like Alchemist Acid Spray is actually decent against Puck, but the PENTA Shaker. This was DNZ's big hero at the Aces ROG LAN. Played it fantastically well. And yeah, instantly AM is going to get banned out. They're not going to let that Lich AM thing happen if they're willing to show off. I mean, AM gets banned out in most games, second phase now. But I think Lich plus him is still pretty strong.
Yeah. 10 seconds I think it's just one of those heroes that it still needs a little bit more tweaking. They tried to nerf him a little bit in the last game. I really hate that he's in pubs everywhere, but I mean, it's not.
He already was, and now he's just good.
I don't. I have
the
to
worst
say,
part.
Even when he was terrible, I would still ban out anti-mage every game, because you either A, have an anti-mage that just like never fights on your team and then you lose the game because they run at you, or you have an anti-mage that's on the enemy team and he just farms the whole time and then you eventually lose because it's an anti-mage. It's just like, I hate my life.
This is known as the Pudge conundrum. Pudge on the enemy team hits every hook and dominates your lanes. Pudge on your team never hits a hook the entire game. Very difficult stuff.
This is why I'm a turbo gamer now.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, Prophet banned out. We lost another kisser here. Oh, the Omni Knight was the other ban by PENTA. I could see that again. It's pretty strong with the Earth Spirit with those early rotations, and he seems to be a little bit more popular than someone like the Dark Seer to Iron Shell the Earth Spirit, so it's just a different way to enable him. I wonder if Magnus will end up being a thing here. Probably not, since they already have the Puck, and then that would be like Mag and Puck kind of overlapping for mid or feed.
Hey, that's kind of cool, though. You coil them, you RP them,
and
then you push them out of the coil.
It's pretty mad damage.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but then, you need someone else to empower. I mean, I guess you can just focus on empowering yourself in your position 1. That'd be fine for a Magnus too, so.
Cool.
Position 5 should be the next thing for a mid or feed, and they will take out that Omni Knight again. So Cinderin's Bane is still in the pool. Obviously still a pretty strong hero. Can do decently roaming around with the Earth Spirit. They could consider comboing up and just grabbing the AA this time for Cinderin instead. Would combo up nicely with the Puck and the Earth Spirit. Kind of depends on what they're thinking for their safe lane, though, just because AA +1 tends to have very specific friends in mind, like a Chaos Knight or a Sven or something, so you just go for a silencer.
I think that one of the things I was worried about is if you take the Bane, then you can just go Abaddon and like taking off the Fiend's Grip, causing more issues for that hero, and if he doesn't have those nice abilities, then it's going to be much less effective. This, at least, you're going to be able to cancel it out later on. It also is, great for team fight and being able to be that like super strong initiation. And if they wanted to here, they could go for like a Bat Rider in combination with this, and then they've got just a ridiculous amount of initiation, or anything else.
That's actually a pretty good shout there. Definitely possible, especially if PENTA reveals their safe laner and it's not someone who's good at handling him. Already the Lich has a pretty poor time and the Shaker against the Bat Rider, so there's actually even some pressure here potentially for Penta to grab him. But they will actually be the ones to take that Darkseer. So you get yourself a Guardian Greaves offlaner to deal with all 3 of these silences, so he can still cast his spells. Can also farm up well enough that he can actually get into a Lotus Orb to help out his allies who are being silenced. But overall, not the strongest offlaner these days. Needs a lot of space. Doesn't really like to join in on early fights.
5 seconds.
Doesn't have a very good roaming partner with a Shaker.
I was like so on board for Darkseer when I was like when we were at PGL and all this stuff. I'd be like, oh, silencer pick. We'll get a Guardian Greaves hero. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be Darkseer. And he would just lose every game. It was so sad. Like you said, he's just like a shell of his former self. And Ion Shell, you have like 2 Ion Shells on a hero while they're underneath a tier 2 tower, and they would just like walk away from him. It's just like, it's nothing. So sad.
Yeah, it's a little rough. It kind of makes you think about more split pushy kind of stuff, but I don't know. Shaker's kind of greedy. Darkseer's kind of greedy. I'm not feeling too great if I'm Penta right now.
Maybe it'll be a 9 Shaker. What do you think about that? Is that awful?
Yeah. Without
Okay,
poor man's
cool.
shield, it's pretty rough these days, man. You know, what are you gonna, like double stout mid versus Puck or something?
Dream.
It's a hard life. So yeah, I still like your Bat Rider idea, honestly. I think that looks pretty strong here. The only real counter they have is the Fisher, and it's not that strong. He can fly over top of the Fisher in the off lane. He can destroy someone like a Lich.
They can't take Legion now either, really.
Who can't? Sorry. Oh, you mean Penta?
Yeah, they can't.
It's also a good hero for mid or feed if they wanted that, but
Ooh.
is this the age-old classic Kezu Lone Druid?
Wowza.
I don't know if Tomato plays this hero. I can't. I haven't seen too many mid or feed games. But this used to be Kezu's hero.
Yeah.
Like, that was the big thing that it got banned every single game.
Well, it seems like then if that's the case, probably a pretty high likelihood.
Could also be like a off-lane Puck still as well, and then this could be Lone Druid safe lane or mid.
So this is the classic answer, right? You take the Life Stealer to deal with the Lone Druid to like be able to beat up the bear.
He has some issues though. He doesn't have a good infest partner early on. He needs a Blink Dagger on an Earthshaker or a Blink Dagger on a Darkseer, and we almost never see Darkseers stop off out of their aura buildups for a Blink anymore. And he's up against all of these silences, which are really bad for a Life Stealer, because he doesn't want to have to build Manta or anything to deal with that. I'm not too confident. There must be something that they're thinking about as their last pick that's going to really save this. The DP. I thought they might go DP in that last phase just because it's a hero they play, and she's also very good against a lot of silences because you just need to get off your ulti, and then it just keeps on going, right? Maybe you get off a couple Soul Siphons, they keep going. So we see her as a pretty classic counter to these silences, but mid or feed just knowing that once they've picked up a third silence, they're willing to ban that out in that next phase, so...
I just want to put this out there real quickly. I tried to Dota buff the mid or feed, team thing because I want to look up if there are any extra picks there. So I typed in Dota buff mid or feed, and I just got like 20,000 user accounts. It's just like all of them labeled mid or feed.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, the state of our game.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I actually do have the drafting up. Currently, they're 6-15 with this roster. Whew, 28.57% win rate.
That ain't great.
Rough stuff. Penta, they're at like almost 60%, 59.6. They played a lot of games, though, and this isn't the same roster. I think that would be varying amongst the different ones, but historically a proud franchise. Next pick here for Penta, probably a mid hero. I don't think you can pull off. Oh, actually, Wraith King doesn't work anymore against Lone Druid because they changed the crit. Oh, that's too bad. That was a fun counter. Wind Ranger is actually kind of a classic one, but it'll be the Mirana.
Okay. I don't know if that saves. Well, maybe it's not like save is the wrong word. I wasn't sold on Darkseer last patch. I want to see how he looks this patch, but my intuition is telling me that it's still going to be kind of rough.
They only have Fisher to combo, and Echo Slam, of course, but they need to be very on point with those combinations. And DNZ is a great Earthshaker player. It was by far his best hero with the land, so I have faith in that, but I think it's going to be very difficult to execute. And then they're going to go back for the Necrophos.
All right. Cancel Necro, and then it is going to be a Tomato Lone Druid, or are they switching it up in Tomato off lane?
Yeah, I could see it going either way. They don't know either.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Tomato. I think it's way too much of a Kezu hero.
All right. Oh, there we go. I'm the carry now.
Man, it's going to be so sad when this Lifestealer is silenced and he just gets Reapered.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
I really like the mid-air feed draft. I don't even know how Penta win this game.
I mean, it feels like it has to be a bunch of big combos, like vacuum into Earthshaker and Chain Frost. There's avenues for it to happen, but it requires like a bunch of big kills.
Well, I'm ready to be impressed. But we'll see if that'll be the case. Looks like lane's anything odd here.
Prepare for
Nope.
battle.
Do you remember
Yeah,
when
it's
Weeha
just-
used to play Earth Spirit mid?
Yeah, that was exciting. I think this is like one of the big reasons he wanted to be the 4. Kind of sucks. He was all amped up to be the 4 role because you get to be way more active around the map, which is still true, but 4 role is almost less game defining now, it feels like, than the mid again.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. He finally makes the switch over and
Yeah.
it's taken away from him.
Then again, we just said last game, I think it's fair to say DNZ was the big player last game, and he was in the 4 role. He was on an Earth Spirit, so we'll see if Weehaw can get the same done here.
I also like now that on Earth Spirit you can pretty much be assured that nobody's going to be able to get a vision of you as you place down your first ward because you're faster than pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
It's interesting
to
that
battle.
I wonder why Cancel likes the Necrophos more than Tomato. I mean, I've seen Tomato play Puck before, so it's not that shocking that he'll be taking it to the mid, but I don't know, it's just kind of funny. After Cancel just did fairly well on the Puck, I would say, because Tomato maybe just doesn't like playing Necrophos, but lanes look really good for the Dire right now. This Necrophos, very classic counter to the Darkseer. When we were seeing a lot of Necrophos, that was one of the best times to pick them. It's just
battle
you can
begins.
get a lot of denies and everything for your Death Pulse stacks. Easy mana regen.
Yeah.
It makes the Darkseer life pretty hard.
Well, 4 heroes top to be expected as RMN is going to be going mid with 9. They're a little bit behind as he did not want to TP to the mid lane. So that's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it's been pretty standard at this point. And they are rotating through with Weehaw onto RMN.
He's just going to TP away and, well, oh my
Wow.
god. He
That
is
was
gonna
so
live.
close.
Projectile was midair.
Wonder how low
DNZ
he
is
got.
here and gonna wait for an orb possibly from Tomato.
He got down to 4 HP. Damn, dude.
It's crazy.
So close.
Well, if he
Alright.
orbs, I think Tomato's dead. But it doesn't look like he's gonna do that.
Yeah, they're trying to bait it out for like the range creep, but it's not going to end up getting low enough, so he shouldn't be forced to.
And he's 3-3 so far. Didn't even see him phase shift right there. That was crazy.
Top lane, Kezu's also doing pretty well. And he's got some help from Cinderin, so he's not just on his own or anything. They even committed a ward here from the Radiant, which it's not going to be as helpful as I think they thought it might be, just because like they actually have a support pulling and stuff like that. When it's a solo lone druid like this, it would have been a little bit more useful. Just try and punish him like that. But
Right.
with the pulls happening, it's not quite as big of a deal. Cinderin uses the curse to get the pull off from like long range, so he doesn't have to risk
Nice.
himself walking over. It's pretty cool.
Although Penta is going to come and punish that one now, and with Keizu coming in, they might be able to turn this back around. They have some creeps in the area, but they didn't draw aggro over. Instead, went over to the other creep. So 3 heroes in the area. He gets a 3-person curse, and Oliver takes some hits as he heads off. But well, at the end of the day, it doesn't end up really being that big of a deal. They'll miss a couple of these under the tower, but overall, just a kind of aggressive lane that feels like mid or feed are able to get away with.
Bottom lane, they are going to miss the roll there on the boogies. He's juking around there with the surge, but they're going to get all these waves. And he's going to check for bounty runes, but they are indeed gone. So we double bounties like that. Very important early on in the game is position 4. This life continues to be pretty easy.
Jump forward.
Mid lane, there was an orb used, but nice phase shift.
The arrow's still going to connect. It's a long stun, but I think that 9, is he going to be able to find the kill? Phase shift at the last second? No, he ends up missing his auto attack, and Tomato plays his way out of there, has the salve as well.
That is ours.
It's a lot of mana expended there.
Yeah, that was really nice. How many leaps do? Only 1 left, and these things recharge so slow at level 1. It takes a full minute. So now it's Tomato who can actually play aggressive here, trying to burn out that last leap if he can.
Nicely done. So it will be the salve used for 9 as well. And well, the final tally ends up being regen for both sides. Still a couple more tangos left on Mirana. But she is having a tough time of it.
Oh, Cinderin.
Oh, no!
He's stuck!
Oh, God. All right, he's still going to get out of there, though.
That's his TP. So, yeah, that's one issue with this whole tri lane. Only 1 stun until Shaker's at least level 3. But DNC he has those early boots. So he just can keep wandering between those 2 lanes, back and forth. And Cinder's been doing a great job getting those creeps down here, pulled to the hard camp. Yes, it means that Oliver still have the last hit, but it's giving free space to Kezu, which is very important for him if he's ever going to get into that Midas, which will be his first choice here, as per usual. Orb is used by Tomato mid, so he's vulnerable. However, he's underneath his tower. He's got an observer. He's got a sentry. He just saw the Shaker running back towards top, so he's feeling A-okay right now. And Kezu with the bear, it does get stunned up there. So, nice little grab on the bounty rune from DNZ.
Yeah. They're able to take it back. He'll poof it back to himself. And mid lane, maybe something happening. I missed first blood. What the hell?
Yeah, they were actually trying to fight Boogie. This little battle started to come out because of the bounty runes. And he's able to get a kill there on the Earth Spirit. Probably tried to roll away maybe and just couldn't quite find the angle from a surge or something blocking it.
All right, Tomato, play it safe here. They do have the Earthshaker in the area. Weeha's there as well, but they spot him. And going to try and find the kill, the stun to follow, and didn't miss that kill.
Get up if you can.
Instantly pings there's a ward somewhere here.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite have it right. He pinged there and there when really it's a little bit close to the tower, but either way, he's going to know this vision area, so he's going to be more cautious with smokes and stuff. He wants to find something. Speaking of smokes, they actually smoke right up down bottom. See if he can force a roll. There's the roll. Now they can go on the Earth Spirit.
Okay. They're trying to take him down. They missed the enchant totem, but all these heroes in the area, it should still be a finish, I believe. Stun! Connects on to 3. Weeha trying to walk away from him. It looks like he's going to be able to. They surge up DNZ and going to be forced to use that shrine. Armen?
Oh, if he cancels this clarity. Did you not see him?
I guess not. Nighttime vision. Well, okay.
And DNZ is just going to try and own this bounty rune, it looks like. Just going to camp here. Maybe hoping the Earth Spirit comes through low.
Yeah.
This whole area down here is just so crazy right now for position 4. You just like, you want to control both of these bounty runes and then the 6-minute rune as well.
Oh.
And so every time it's such a bloodbath.
Kezu, I think, messed up a little bit there. He ended up using the Savage Roar on his hero instead of the bear. And I think it wouldn't have been that much damage anyways, but Weeha able to get it.
Yeah,
Nicely done. Oh, sick. Now he's trying to get the angle for the other roll, but not going to be able to do it. Boogie instead might be in trouble. He gets the silence off, trying to find the kill, and Boogie is going to go down. They give the kill over to Cancel.
Do you see Cancel pinging like, dude, can you stop trying to roll up that bounty rune and look at this hero that's almost dead next to you? Like, please. Dream Coil to stop Mirana.
Oh, they could kick her. Kick her, kick her. All right, they didn't even need to. They just find the kill anyways.
Yeah, knew he was in trouble.
He had already used the 2 leaps to try and get to the bounty rune and ends up being punished for it. Well, fight recap. Pretty little nice bit of golden experience going their way. But the laning stage so far, a root now onto Lifestealer. Nothing really coming of that. They're trying to bait this out here.
4 heroes up here.
Can they make it happen? Kezu still has that Savage Roar. Going to use it now, but they already had the Rage. And Kezu going to go down. They cancel the TPs.
All right, well, if you rotate 4 heroes like that, you better get the kill. So nicely done. Now Synderen will TP home. Doesn't look like there's a stun. No vacuum. Still on cooldown for 8 minutes. So
Nice.
into the tower they go. This is one great thing about Darkseer. You can still grab some waves with ease. But bottom lane, they're going to do the exact same thing here. Cancel's just salving through to keep the catapult alive. And the range creep. Strats.
Dude, use
And
your
with the next wave coming through.
use your fort. That's fine. Probably
The
better to hang on to
aggressive
that one.
fort.
Yeah.
And you're right, though. I mean, they're getting some damage top anyway. Could have been a play.
They're gonna use it now.
Dire's top tower is under
Easy
attack.
peasy. Tower goes down.
Bottom tower
They don't get the
is
last
under
hit, but that's
attack.
fine.
Has
Nice
fallen.
is the call from Cancel. And at the 8-minute mark, it is 1,000 gold lead into the favor of Midder Feed.
No. If I could say anything nice about the Radiant draft, at least this time it's not a single core lifestealer in terms of the right click. Mirana definitely gets into some hefty right click damage now with the 100 leap attack speed at 15. It's a lot easier to like spec in towards it. Get the Manta against all these silences, maybe a Dragon Lance. Looks like a pretty solid build this game for 9. Downsides though. How are we going to defuse this Necrophos? I guess Lifestealer is a natural builder of the Nullifier, but still, it is really rough stuff to deal with Ghost Shroud these days.
And maybe you get like a Necro book or something, but even then it has to be up to level 3, and you need it a lot earlier than
Dude,
that.
if you're buying a level 3 Necro book, I think you lost.
That's true. It's kind of a bit terrible item now anyways.
Yeah. I love we're talking to Mind Control Dota Pit, and it was, what do you think about Beastmaster right now and everything? He's like, Necro book is bad, so the hero is bad.
Jesus.
He wasn't quite right. Turns
No.
out, the Beastmaster is really OP, but he is right about Necro book, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. Nice little play up top here. They cut through the trees onto Cancel, but he's holding that Ghost Shot. However, he doesn't have a TP, plus they have vacuum, so...
I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They turn it back around. Oh, the stun! He might have been able to get the Reapers if it hadn't been for DNZ moving in, but Tomato might be able to play clean up here. Has another orb soon, but the surge away.
Oliver's low.
Out. Phase shift already used. Tomato in trouble. They're able to bait it out, but they have the silence to follow this one. Can they chase? Do they want to?
That's so unlikely to hit.
Too scary. You give him a few little, hey, how you doing on the way out of there, though?
Dire's middle
All
tower
right, meanwhile,
is under
Kezu's now way down bottom with his bear. Maybe trying to set something up here with Synderen, hoping they get a lucky root. Or just keep pushing in the wave, it seems.
Synderen has no intelligence stolen. That's sad.
Yeah, it's a little depressing.
Oh.
But, you know. He also hasn't died. So
There you
there's
go.
that. Yeah. Positives.
All right, silence on the Mirana, but she already left away.
Dire's middle tower is under
But a
attack.
very passive game so far. Only 6 kills at the 10-minute mark, and I gotta feel like this is probably favoring Midderfeed a little bit more. You're gonna be able to get those level 6s online.
Weehaw went for a really long play up top to try and set up into a scythe. Speaking of which, Weehaw has treads. It's kind of cool.
Whoa.
Bottom. Set something up here.
Radiant's
Oh,
middle
Synderen.
tower is under
Nice
attack.
Savage Roar, but I mean, you jinxed him earlier. He said he hadn't died yet.
Oh, don't worry. Kezu's got the body block to make sure that he dies.
Jesus.
No, he was dead anyway. I'm just kidding. They're going in for the Midas now, though. So, a rich little Kezu here.
God, he is playing this really greedy, though.
Radiant's top
There's
tower
like
is under
4
attack.
heroes down here. Kezu is in trouble.
Radiant's
They've got
structures
everything that they
are
need to be able to take him down. The vacuum back, pulling him in, trying to run away, but they have the Starfall and even committing the Chain Frost for that.
Pathetic
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, a bit greedy.
Oliver?
Cancel. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Reaper Scythe, but there's nothing they can do.
Watch
Midder's
this
speed
arrow.
falling apart.
Radiant's middle tower
What is
under
happening?
attack.
I believe they're all alone versus like 3 heroes at a time.
Now Tomato's
If I had to
caught.
sum it up.
I mean, he's going to be okay here, I think.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage right now. Double null and treads. He's pounding into this tower.
Yeah.
And now he has a Veil too. So plenty of damage. Not the highest of mobility quite yet. Probably going to have to sync up with Weehaw for that. But speaking of which, Weehaw wandering past the Lich. He's like, hey, wait a second. There's a Lich in here.
That was,
Where you going, dude?
what the hell? This is the weirdest game ever. What is happening? Meanwhile, Tomato's just dead.
How did he die? Wait, what?
I don't know.
He has a haste root. He got really greedy, bottling the haste, I guess.
Yeah, it must have been
And
what
he was,
it was.
he's trying to kill Boogie. He's getting pretty low. Boogie, by the way, no boots, but he has his helm. And I bet it was the raindrops that got him in the end, probably. But, love the helm build on Darkseer. Big fan. And he gets the Centaur, too, which is probably the best one. So some extra lockdown. They can now Fissure into Centaur Stomp, into Vacuum. And that could help them combo down someone like the Fuck.
Yeah, or the Necro as they're moving forward for this.
Lone Druid down bottom as well, but no, never mind. They're not going to chase. Well, maybe.
Well, thinking about it, DNZ, they get it. The arrow connects as well with the Savage Roar. That might be enough, although Keizu still in trouble, getting ran down, and he is going to die again. Mid or feed, they're just like getting killed off solo around the map. What's happening?
Well, right now it's mid and feed, because there's 3 of them here taking the tower. Well, Kezu's feeding bottom, so at least, you know, they got a couple of their priorities going right now.
I guess. Lordy. Well, Tomato, he's found himself a Lich. That's pretty good. We'll be able to find the finishes though. And unfortunate part, well, okay, they missed the arrow. That happens. It's understandable. I think that he was fogged out right there.
Yeah.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Gives him the whoops. I mean, he was hasted. I understand what happened. It just looks really funny from our perspective. I love it that we can see chat wheel too. It's so good. Whoops.
Yeah.
My favorite chat wheel is still jungling. Now that jungling is so dead, I really like having that in my chat wheel.
Is that a thing?
Anything goes wrong in the early game, jungling.
I gotta add that to my chat wheel. That's great.
Oh yeah. It's replaced sad trombone for me. I feel like it's the same emotion, you know? If someone comes to your game and says jungling, the first thing you womp 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 womp. Yeah. So, you know. There's our little setup. Look at this. The Fissure into the Stomp. This is what we were looking for.
Weehaw wanted to make something of this, but he's going to get
more
the silence.
gold.
Oh, TP'ing away. No, it's not going to happen, though. It was a brilliant idea, but it wasn't good enough. And Weehaw goes down. DNZ double kill. It is... I don't know. I felt like the Midderfeed draft was like more easily executable than this. Is it just that they like don't have the blink daggers up on the heroes that they need it to at this point, or what's the problem?
I like this Darkseer. I think Boogie's owning this game. He's not playing Darkseer the way that we've seen him be played and lose every single game. Like, he's not insanely farmed or anything. Like, he's a little bit low, whereas Darkseers tend to be very high in the net worth chart because they're just throwing ion shells at waves the entire time. But he's been really active. He got that helm as fast as he could, and then he immediately started getting kills with it and setting up. So I think that's a big reason for their success. Certainly, there's some questions as to, like, people are being very far apart on the side of mid or feed. Maybe they haven't, like, used their best combos yet. Do we have a Scythe kill yet? I don't think we do. We definitely don't. The only kill he had was when he got that kill at the Bounty Rune.
Yeah.
So, issues. Maybe, like, the earlier Blink could have helped on Tomato so they could actually catch someone like this Mirana. I'm not sure. But either way, they are not finding what they need. This is also a really important game for Penta because it's a bit of a grudge match. They were a little upset with some of the more recent invites to certain tournaments where mid or feed were being able to get into like direct qualifying and stuff, and some tournaments don't have open qualifiers, so they then couldn't even play in it despite how they feel playing a lot better recently. So they're I'm expecting some tweets if Penta 2-0 this series.
Interesting.
Yep.
Players certainly never shy about their opinions.
That's good. That's the way we want it, man.
Absolutely. Tomato, or no, not Tomato, excuse me, Oliver. I was used to Tomato being in those. Cancel.
Just lost, like...
I mean, nobody's here, so it works. It's whatever.
I know, but still, that was harsh, man.
It's a lot of damage.
That was painful.
They are going to be able to get a lot of regen off of this, though, from all the creeps that he's going to kill. They're taking down the tier 2 tower. It's good stuff coming in from mid or feed. A little bit of a change where they're actually together, and at the same time, Penta trying to pull them across the map. But net worth lead still only 1,000 into the favor of mid or feed, in spite of the fact that it's the 10-5 kill score.
Yeah, a lot of that, I mean, the Midas, I think they, how many towers do they have now? 1, 2, 3, so 2 towers up already. And there is a Blink Dagger now for DNZ, though. So he has a smoke ready. Looks like he's maybe just waiting for the Lifestealer. Oh, they're actually already smoked up near the Roche pit without the Shaker with his fresh Blink. Kind of interesting. Doesn't have a TP on DNZ. What's going on? Looks like they're trying to wait bottom, hoping someone's going to be there. Oh, he has the Purge Creep, eh? Get him, dude.
Also got the Radiance. You're talking about it.
I mean, we were looking for that answer against the Necrophos too, right? With the Ghost Shroud, so it's nice to have this.
That's true.
Yeah, he's obsessed. He just buys Radiance on every single hero.
Are we going to see some Ancient action?
Ancient? Oh, no. No, he doesn't go that far. That's the... What was that? Tranquil Boots that BSJ used to do?
Yeah, man.
That build was the dankest of dank builds.
I mean, I think it's not bad to be inside of an Ancient, right? Like, at least a little bit.
It's got its benefits. But then they changed it, right? Because you had to have a certain level to get into Ancients now. It's be level 2 or 3, and then... So it's not nearly as cool.
But you can still do it.
Yeah. Speaking of awesome builds, I saw Slasher was tweeting recently, and he said he still feels like his greatest contribution to Dota was the Rapier First Medusa build, but everyone's too wimpy to build it.
Was that the word that he used?
No.
Okay.
How did you know?
God, I can't laugh anymore. My throat is just like dying. But yeah, I had a feeling. Speaking about players,
I actually don't remember what he said, but that was the general gist of it. So yeah,
last time.
I don't know. I'm down for Rapier First.
Do themselves the cancel. The global silence comes out. They're chasing him down. Kezu needing to run away from him there. Cinderin's already out, but they've been able to catch Cancel and starting to run him down. The Dream Coil trying to turn it back around, but Tomato left all alone. Weeha not able to find an opening onto anybody. He only gets the magnetized onto 1. Now it's transferred onto 4, but there's still not enough follow-up damage.
So what just happened in that fight? Kezu and Cancel get gone on, and they TP home.
Yeah.
As they're TPing home, there's like a 4-man Dream Coil and Earth Spirit ulti. That's the problem, right? Like, you're going in and committing when you've just lost your 2 biggest damage dealers and finishers. And it's understandable because Lone Druid, he just wants to finish his Radiance. He's like, look, I can safely get out of this one. I'm the main focus right now, so you guys should be able to get out too. And they probably could have, but it looked like there was some sort of a breakdown in communication there in terms of what they actually wanted to do. So that's going to cost them a little bit here, as they've given up quite a bit of space up top now to Penta. Lone Druid is down bottom without a TP, and might be able to get in towards this tower, but it looks like Cancel will be able to hold it. Solar Crest will be the next build for Oliver. This has kind of been the classic build before any of these Radiance First Lifestealers, and oh, he's rapping on Weeha.
Oh god, Weeha, he just TP'd into this one. They do get the silence, but that just reveals his positioning, and now he's in a ton of trouble. Can they get out of this one, though?
Oh, the arrow!
Damage, they're not able to do it! They hit the arrow onto Cancel, but they did bring down Oliver already, and now trying to find this turnaround. Cinderin, he's low, but he's the only one. They finally find a side kill, and they're going to be able to take down the Earthshaker as well. A great play by Kezu there to be able to get the finish onto the Lifestealer before he could get back into the fight.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good, right, when they scouted at Weehaw and everything, but even though they're taking the fight with Global Silence down, it does not go well for them. Tons of damage from the Lone Druid, 2145, and a little bit more from Tomato at 2400, so they just kind of shredded that Radiant team. Defensive options, not very strong right now. We talked about those really early auras for the Darkseer, and that's how everyone's played them. Being more active does have a little bit of a punish here in this case. He doesn't have like a mech or a pipe ready at this point, so they pretty much need everything to go perfectly with these big Echo Slam initiations.
Oh, they get Global right back up right now, though. If they want to, they could maybe think about turning back around onto this.
Dude, these arrows.
Arrow, again, connecting. A ton of damage. The Global comes out, but they don't even need it. They don't need any spells to find that kill. So Global is now down, and Roshan is open, as well as the Tier 1 tower.
Fresh medallion, so yeah, they could probably go tower into Roche if they want. It's still a bit risky because Earth Spirit will be back up, and so I don't think you really want to fight him in the pit. You don't have Echo Slam either, so they might just want to play it a little bit slower here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Maybe push towards mid or something. Bottom lane, there's a lot of pressure being put on, and Earthshaker's going to go back and take care of that. Smoke up by Weeha and Tomato. They're looking for a kill. We'll see if they can find anything down bottom, if DNZ sticks around for a little while or not.
Well, as this game starts to progress, I feel a little better about the Dire's chances.
Yeah.
I like the idea, just like silences are so strong. It's pretty difficult to itemize against them. The best thing you can buy on a lot of heroes is Yule Scepter when you think about like these, maybe like Earthshaker or something like that. And even when you have to Yules yourself, you have to take yourself out of the fight for so long. BKBs can be purchased, but then they start to wear down. And we also have the Lone Druid who can hop right through that. We have the Necrophos who can help control people, even with BKBs, can kind of catch them and then burst them really quickly when you don't think you need to use it quite yet. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I just really like their Tricore in comparison. However, if DNZ can make some big plays, he's decently farmed right now. He's looking in towards that 4-staff next. He can still kind of make up for that differential, I think. But overall, I would say the team that has less pressure on them would probably be the Dire. Just feels easier to me.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I don't know how much of like the early deaths that happened on midder feed were necessary, as Tomato's going to be able to find a courier snipe.
It's a good way to put it. Necessary.
Necessary, yeah. Looking for an opening, not finding it.
That was a threatening roll. It was like a pufferfish blowing up.
Arrow?
It's like, I could do something, but I won't.
They spot them all out here. This could be a big opening, and there's no sentries down? Do they not have vision of this right now? Okay, well, Moonlight Shadow's going to wear off, but DNC looking for the opening. He finds it, and he's going to be able to jump onto Kansu, who's blown down very low, but he's still living through it all. Now DNC in the middle of all of them gets a 3-person fissure, and the Chain Frost going to start to bounce between Weeha and Cinderin and Tomato. They're all getting torn to pieces, but they've lost the Earthshaker. They've lost the Lifestealer. Lone Druid has gone down. They can maybe still take this fight. A great silence there, but now the vacuum into the wall. Roshan gets the finish onto Cinderin. But they're still going to be able to take down Boogie on that Darkseer. So at 3 for 3 so far, RMN most likely to die, although...
Oh my god, that vacuum was so clutch. He was like mid-sight. Whew.
I don't know exactly what RMN's plan is here.
Hanging out, guys.
Use your illusion!
Do you guys want to go back to base? I think we're just going to go back to base. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
It's like the Armistice, or whatever that thing's called. What was it?
Armistice?
Armistice, yeah.
There you go. Got him.
Well, anyways, that was a very odd series of events.
Cool scouting by the Centaur to lead into a nice Echo Slam. That was a nice little combo piece that you have here just by having a Helm of the Dominator creep, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty obnoxious. They're difficult to deal with. He didn't get Midased. BKB is now done for the Mirana, so this would be a really nice time to take control of the game for them. Talk about like the later game looking pretty good for the Dire, but obviously they can still fight really well right now. She's got that Dragonlance. She didn't go Manta like we might have thought, but she got the Maelstrom instead. And then now with this BKB, her attack speed is so sick. Obviously, once she's that leap talent, which she's had for a while now, but comboed up with the Maelstrom, you can just like shred an enemy team, especially comboed up with the Vacuum. Yeah. I was only thinking of like stuns that worked with Vacuum, but in terms of overall damage, if there's like 3 heroes vacuumed in while she's doing the 100 leap attack speed, could be certainly quite a bit of Maelstrom damage flying on out there.
This game is so weird still. Like I was looking up top, and you know you have the Oliver is just farming away as they're gonna try and chase down Darkseer here, and Tomato like unintentionally blinked directly on top of him. And then they both just like looked at each other for a second, then phase shift, and then blinked away. It was so weird.
Top tower is under attack.
Anyways, Oliver pushing up top lane here. Got the Lone Druid Bear, has his Radiance as well. Building towards the Assault Cuirass. But Oliver feeling very confident. A Rage TP now, and they turn it back around. The Scythe is there. The rest of his team is gone. Oliver is in trouble. And with Boogie, he's not going to be able to make a difference.
Pull-ups. No. Maybe there's a chance we went for a creep wave instead. The Lich is on his team this time, at the very least, but wasn't able to find anything, so.
Yeah.
Will they consider Roche? It looks like they are. They have a medallion on Weeha. Seems to be the play. Radiant Vision. They are fully aware of what's happening. Thanks to this ward. Oh, by the way, this ward right here, if you guys see that, that is the new ward spot in your pubs. I will big circle on the minimap for you. This is the thing to do. You need like a Tango or a Quelling Blade to cut the tree down and place it there, but it is by far the best ward in this area.
Yeah. It doesn't give you vision right inside the pit, but obviously the Dire jungle is really good as well.
Well, we lost this ward, right? A little high peak.
Exactly.
So this is the replacement ward that you need now.
Yeah.
So.
I also like the one that the Dire have right here. This one's pretty good too, but it doesn't give vision into the jungle.
Which one's? Sorry, draw on the mini map so it shows up for me.
This guy.
Your drawing's not showing up.
Look.
Where the hell are you? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you have to draw on the mini-map for the white lines to appear.
Look at it. There it is.
I thought it was going to be a cool ward. This isn't cool.
This is the best ward. Look at it. It's great.
It's lame. It's on the ground. I want like these cool hidden wards. So you just
All
cut
right, how about
trees
this
and
one?
shit.
How about that one?
All right, yeah, that one's a good one. I like that one.
That one's great.
You're in.
All
right, fastball in mid.
Oh,
here we go. The smoke.
Fissure. No, they don't go for it. You gotta commit. You gotta go for it. Gotta go for Glutz and Glory, but it might not end up being enough anyways. The Earthshaker's starting to fall down. Tomato, no, the Echo Slam. It's off the mark, and they are not gonna lose DNZ yet. He might get another Fissure off in a second. The vacuum wall into 3. The Fissure follow-up. They got it. Everything that they need and more. Full Minifeed. A double kill now as well for 9. They're gonna take him down.
He's alive.
Oh, what a player. He's out of there. Tomato's still in the hunt. He is going to get him. Poor DNZ. But I think that Penta take that death for all the greatness that was happening elsewhere.
Dude, how are these vacuums so owners though to Blink Dagger? I mean, he has the plus 75 vacuum AoE, but still. What a boss.
Yeah, that's really good. And now, no buyback on the Lone Druid or the Necrophos. Oh, Trent, this is looking scary.
Very nice fight to have that 10-second BKB. I think they definitely had the advantage just because that's recently popped up. Overall in items, that was the big thing. So really important they took a fight at this moment as game gets harder, I think. But Dream Coiled on 2.
Yep, roll in. They get the stun onto 3. Maybe going to be able to find a follow with the silence onto all of them, but Moran is still living. It looks like Oliver will as well. Cinderin getting a little bit aggressive there, buddy. The Tomato, he takes down 9. That's a big kill. And Boogie gonna get infested and able to surge himself away. Looks
Tomato's
like
still chasing here.
RMN, do they not have vision? I'll just try and chase them down. They will be able to run after the Lich if they want, but I think that they might have gone a bit too far. DNZ, turn around. They throw out a Chain Frost to keep them back. RMN's still in trouble. The silence is there, and they'll be able to find this Reaper, I think, or they'll just find
I don't think they want to sight them anyway.
Oh, RMN, the stick charge. Oh no!
Yeah, that's rough. Mjolnir now done for the Mirana as well. So once she's back up, she's going to be terrifying. But they do get the tower. Now the question is, alright, what's the play here? So they're circling the shrine. Looks like they want to see if they can like maybe convince them that they go in Roche and then smoke to the shrine.
Did you see that?
No, what happened?
Weehaw, like they. Again, like a missed enchant totem, Weehaw tries to get the roll out and then like misses the one stun or the one stone and has to drop a second one on the roll. It just
Dude, this is sick. Oh, I thought they were actually good. Damn it! If they committed, if you committed, you would have found her alone. Why didn't you commit?
What is happening?
I thought they had the right because I thought they were gonna wrap and try and catch people TPing the shrine and it would have worked. She was all alone, but they're playing it safely and backing away. There was a scan from the Radiant. They knew they were around the Roche pit. And now it's DNZ in here pretty deep with just the Lifestealer.
All right, Echo Slam is there. Cinderin. Oh no! That wasn't meant to be.
It's a tough call because like you see them and you're like, oh fuck, like do I global now or is that just gonna be a waste? He doesn't have buyback though, and that means this Roche should be theirs. We'll have to see what plays they can make. Tomato's hasted.
Want to go for this one, although the orb already used. That's the only thing that they have for vision. They need to make this work. The smoke is there. The roll in. Roche isn't rolling up yet, and they're able to get the block off there with the fissure. The Dream Coil. It's on to 2. Is it going to be enough damage? They take down 1. Oliver's dead, but he buys back immediately. Vacuum wall onto 2 of them, but it actually didn't connect onto cancel. I don't know if it's really going to end up mattering. Roche is low enough that Mitterfeet can't really come in, take it themselves, and DNZ, he finds himself a fissure. The leap forward. They take down the bear. Does he have another one? KZU resummons.
They don't have that shrine either, so Tomato's still nearby. They have the global silence, so they have a chance at a play here still. There is a recent Lotus Orb on the Darkseer
though. He's got him caught. Is he going to be able to blink out of there? All right, he blinks away, but Boogie is there. They pull him back in the fissure. They got him caught. The global silence. They pick up the Aegis. So Tomato gets the jaunt away. The arrow, does it connect? Not quite. But still they're chasing, and Weehaw barely able to escape from Boogie.
That was so close. The stun was just long enough that Puck couldn't orb into the pit, or else it would have synced up perfectly with the global silence. He would have had a chance at least snatching it. But just wasn't quite meant to be there. So The Radiant take control. And Mirana now with this Mjolnir, Aegis, and a 8-second BKB is terrifying. Any sort of stun coming out from the Earth Spirit or the the Earthshaker or the Darkseer to set her up, and she is going to obliterate anyone in her path. Kezzo even forced into a Ghost Scepter for himself, but that doesn't make you safe.
Yeah.
Especially if we find another Purge creep here.
Well, it's scary stuff indeed, and with the tier 2 tower in their sights, maybe time to jump forward again. 9 looking for the arrow. It's not going to connect, but they do still have the jump forward. Echo again off the mark, and the silence comes out. There's going to be another coil. The stun on it too. Weeha is playing out of his mind, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Is the Chain Frost? It's bouncing over to the puck. He's actually out of there though. Cancel, trying to turn this on to 9. As Reaper's off cooldown in 1, he is going to save it. That's just the Aegis. Can they go back in for another round now? 9 pops the BKB, turns to fight. Boogie's coming in as well. He has the vacuum on to 3. The wall is well down. Can they kill off Cancel though? No. They can't bring him down. Tomato trying to jaunt away. They are going to be able to run, but Oliver still turned back around with the Savage Roar. They end up throwing the Lotus Orb on him, which keeps him from getting turned away for too long. Oliver still looking for the chase. Pops the Rage. Keizu getting ran at the body block to Cancel. Oh, what a guy. And he's slowly dying. They end up turning this around onto Oliver. He goes down. Tomato saves the day with the help from the Necrophos. So that was, correct me if I'm wrong, the radiance from the Lifestealer was killing the creep that he was in? Was that the thing
I wasn't actually looking, but that might have been it. I mean, the wave was already low, so I think it was already deniable when he jumped in.
Okay, fair enough.
But damn, yeah, that's a bit rough. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna make a list of people allowed to play Darkseer, and Boogie is gonna be the first person on the list.
All right.
Here, like, feels like he never wins games, but I don't even understand how he still doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Like, I don't even buy it at this point, dude. Your vacuums are insane. That was unbelievable. That talent is crazy. It's plus 75. You're like, oh, it's not that big, but that must have been the max range. Like, those 3 heroes were so far apart.
Yeah. I think
got brought back in.
I mean, I think that the reason it wasn't taken before because it was like opposite cooldown reduction or something, right?
It was something good.
Yeah.
Either way.
I feel like it's a really underrated talent, and showing it off here, and now with the Blink Dagger, trying to think about what he's going to be able to do going forward. It's scary stuff. Mirana, Diffusal Blade done, level 20, like you were talking about. That mana break is there already, and the smoke up now from Midderfeed. Roll in, they find DNZ, Global the follow. Does he get himself out of here? There's no way, right? No, he's dead.
Yeah, you're right. It was the cooldown. Correctamundo, sir. Nice talent knowledge. Got him.
Oh, thank you.
They're still chasing without Shaker, though.
Radiance was canceling his blink. And now they turn on to cancel. RMN already killed off Cinderin. Force Staff into the pit. Still have a vacuum available if they want to use it, but they have the stun. Long duration. Moonlight Shadow saving the day.
Scythe and 5 if they find them, but not going to happen.
They have an arrow again. Oh, if they hit this. Vacuum wall. Decent. Now the roll away. They jump back in again. This is Lich going to die. He's caught completely alone on an island and does throw out a Chain Frost, but it's not even going to bounce. Penta kind of throwing away the lead that they had built up for themselves.
Yeah, I guess just a couple rough fights, even though they looked like they were so strong, this Mirana. Strangely, I mean, some deep dives as well from Oliver. Didn't really help the situation. Him dying, he's not able to excel quite as much. Like, look how far behind he is on his Mirana right now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially with a Radiance build, where you kind of expect him to be a harder farmer than most Lifestealers. Like, a lot of Lifestealers get caught in this situation where they rely so much on Infest ganks, but you would expect this guy to be able to do a lot more. Now, he can't split push quite as well because of the puck and the Necrophos. Like, there's some decent catch. But still.
Well, the other thing is that as he gets to the later stages, like that rage duration, it's going to maybe mean he can survive through some of these fights a little bit longer, and then you can play catch-up. That's something to think about, is that if they actually get a farmed Lifestealer, things could get very scary. Oh, Weehaw went for the armor instead of the roller bowling damage. One boulder.
What is it? Plus 200, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's pretty
I
good
think
for clone
maybe.
waves.
Yeah, you also you move the. It's more about like the mobility. I feel like it's not often you're rolling into people as much in the late game, but you're right. It is pretty nice for waves.
I think that they're going to be able to take down this bear again. Damn. I'm throwing the chain frost on it. Not messing around.
Yeah, it's worth it for sure. So this tower will finally go down. Man, I feel like they have approached this thing so many times, but highly unlikely it lives through this engagement. And probably they'll just peck away at it. No real trade here for the Dire, so that's nice for them.
Yeah. Do they just keep going here?
Yeah, I'd like to see some wards placed down. We have one on the Lich, though, so it doesn't look like they have a whole lot in the tank.
Top shrine is under attack.
And he's going to go for that one.
They're like right next to each other. I guess that's okay.
Minute and a half until Roche. That'll be the next big thing.
So we've got the Ags and the
Dire's
Sheep
top
Stick
shrine
on Puck.
has fallen.
Obviously, the thing that we've been seeing a lot throughout this game has been the Savage Roar combo together with the Dream Coil. If they find that, it's really, really good now in this game, I think.
Yeah.
Vacuum
Another
wall.
vacuum.
Onto 2. Fissure to follow. Maybe looking for
Doesn't
more.
look good without Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's really not looking great. The Global comes out. Now they're TPing away, but the Hex is there, and the Reaper Scythe comes out as well. Penta, what is happening to you guys here? It's a stun onto 3 of them. Tomato is godlike. 9 trying to take down Weehaw. They are going to be able to bring him down. The Lifestealer's finally shown up. Wants to infest into 9, but they run away from him. So he doesn't have anywhere left to go. He turns to fight, starting to bring down Cancel, but they get, again, the Savage Roar. The Mule Roller is onto him, though. Starting to fight again. Cancel. Starting to take a lot of damage. Force Staff to the low ground. Boogie has him. They can get the vacuum. They pull them all to the low ground. Now, can they clean up? Can they finish? Keizu, Ghost Scepter. That just means he takes even more damage. 4 are dead. Penta play it beautifully.
Lack of focus, it looked like there from the Dire. And then they just they went back in when they were so low. Maybe they just thought there was no chance to get out anyway, so they tried to fight it, but man, they just got obliterated. Wasn't even close. The Mjolnir procs flying on through. Easy fight. Considering how that engagement started, I thought for sure that was going to be Penta mid or feed favored, but they didn't get the big blow up on anyone important, right? If they don't get the Scythe kill onto the Mirana or the Lifestealer, it's a tough game.
Well, Oliver's still living through this. He has the Lotus Orb and was able to get his rage off, but now they have to buy back. And they break the tether, stun, cancel. He doesn't have Reapers, though. Oliver trying to heal back up to this. Gets inside of a creep first.
Oh, but yeah, it is burning down here, so...
Yeah, Oliver in trouble. Does have TP, but doesn't know, I guess, that there is no sight. There's nothing that could break that, right? Am I crazy?
I mean, I'm sure he would have been right-clicked to death, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oof.
Or maybe
Okay, well, Oliver again, issues, but...
that happens.
And the Roche is still the key thing. It will respawn in about a minute. So, on the earlier end, but not quite early enough here for mid or feed. I would really like to see the Aghanims this game for cancel. I definitely see the value in the Shiva's Guard because of the damage from the Lifestealer and the Mirana, but on the other hand, like, if he just has the Scythe available during these engagements, if they kill Mirana or Lifestealer, the fight should just be over, you would think.
Yeah.
Because there's Darkseer and everything, but he only really adds a controlling element. You also have this pipe finished up on cancel for a pretty long time at this point, so it's a little bit harder for the rest of the heroes to add on some damage. It's just mostly about all this ridiculous right-click that they have going on.
Maybe their thought is just like, you know, you have... If you get one Reaper's off that finds the finish, then you're going to win the fight regardless, and so... You only need one, but there's been a couple times where it would have been nice to have it for sure. Penta's going
so
in
many
again.
fights where it's on cooldown, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
they could have won this, but I mean, obviously the other items are pretty important in their own way. So, chasing now with the Blink Dagger, 2-man back, but the Echo whiffs again.
The arrow is going to go out though, and that's going to break the TP, and well, that's going to be a kill. Cinderen's down. Can they find any more? They have the AoE surge, going to push forward for DNZ. They end up breaking. No, not the TP. They can't get him. Weehaw gets away.
Right there. And Tomato is split pushing on bottom, has his bots ready too, so in a very nice spot right now.
We didn't mention this. RMN went for the 150 damage and also the 120 GPM, or 120 damage now and 120 GPM. So he's getting into items as well.
He loves those phase boots, dude.
Yeah. Oh no.
DNZ?
Can he do anything here? Cancel in trouble. The pull back, the jump away. Cancel's living. The Dream Coil is on to 4. Can they find any follow-up after this? The BKBs are popped. They're trying to take down this bear, but it's doing a lot of damage. They're also being able to get the bashes. There's the leap away, still living. A secondary leap, trying to get out of there. Oliver living through it all. They're doing a lot of damage with this Radiance, but it's not looking like it's not. Now they have the arrow. It's connected onto Cancel. The vacuum wall, the Chain Frost bouncing back and forth, but they're going to be able to get away from it. It's bouncing back and forth between the Ancients now. Dust is out. They have vision on all these heroes. Little Piggy running out of there, and they caught themselves the puck. So he's going down. And now, mid or feet needing to run away. The arrow again going to connect onto that Necrophos. They're going to buy back now. Can they make this work for themselves? Another great stun. Weehaw making it happen. They get the Lotus Orb on a 9, though, so that way he can start to take down Cinderin. Cinderin dead. But this is a buyback from Tomato. If he loses his life here, this would be disastrous for mid or feet. He's getting ran down. No way out of it. Can he blink away? No, it's on cooldown. It's not going to happen. Dead for 110. Everybody else gone. Penta, I think, just won the game.
Good lord, Weehaw really did do everything he possibly could have, but the really early focus onto the bear shut down Kezu. He'd used both very early on in the engagement. There were a couple nice bashes and everything, but Oliver is just, you can't take him down that way. If they're not going to scythe them, I'm not sure how it's going to happen. So, forced to just scythe them to DNZ. Yes, he's still dead, but in the end, it is Penta taking a second set of racks, and as he said, likely the game here.
Well,
Kezu is, well, he's coming home.
There's
he
no
still has no bear
on anybody. 30 seconds, no bear. Mega's gonna happen, and well, stun connects from Weehaw, but that's about all he can do at this point. And now Cinderin also hit with the silence for himself, and GG is called. Penta taking it, moving to the upper bracket against Mitterfeed, and Mitterfeed are not out of this tournament. They are going to drop down to the lower bracket. Trent, what do you think? Talk to me about the series and what you saw.
Definitely the better fights taken by the Radiant. I mean, they looked really strong with the initiation of the Earthshaker. He whipped a couple Echo Slams, but between him and Boogie, the double initiators, they kind of owned both games, really. Like DNZ's Earth Spirit game 1, amazing. And then game 2 on the Shaker, not quite as good, but Boogie was able to kind of pick up the slack there. Man, those vacuums were crazy. Mirana just so survivable as well. Maybe just the lack of, like, direct stuns. You have to rely on a root. Cinder didn't have anything to offer besides the silence. Then once she had her BKB, she was kind of walking all over these fights, and they would have had to Dream Coil her and then combo her up with the Earth Spirit. But between all the silences, being able to knock off, having that BKB, she was a bit too much, and they didn't find good scythes this game, I think. Yeah. Especially because there weren't even like Lincoln Spears or anything to play around. So if you're not getting the good scythes with the Necrophos, you saw he fell behind really hard. He was like 13k or something at the end of that game. Just not getting the kind of stuff. He only had 5, 7, and 9. You know, you look at the 13 kills on Tomato. Excellent game out of him, but wasn't quite enough to carry. It's hard to solo carry a game on Puck and Earth Spirit in this case, where they were the ones who looked like they were performing the best. And mid or feed then in a little bit of trouble here as they start their qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a tough one. I mean, you get 2-0'd. Still a lot of questions to be raised. As far as the next series of games that we're going to be taking a look at, I'll bring up the schedule in a second. But as far as this Penta team is concerned, how well do you think they can do going forward?
Who's in the second round now? We were just it's Kingwin and to be determined.
Mouse, I think.
Oh, it's Mouse.
I could be wrong about that, but I think that it's Mouse.
In the next phase,
like, there's a couple things that were switched around because Secret was taken out.
Secret.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, either way, I could definitely see them performing well against Kingwin. I mean, they know each other really well. They play and scrim a lot together, I'm sure too. So they're pretty even with them. And then with Mouse too, we haven't seen them much. I feel like this patch definitely suits Mouse really well, especially like those position 4 roamers. I think it's something they were always very good at. Maybe next time should have a pretty good bounty patch here. So I'm intrigued to see them play. I haven't got a chance yet, but overall, they should be considered one of the strongest teams in this qualifier. Yeah. And I know a lot of people aren't really expecting that, but they don't really have that same recognition as a lot of teams of their tier.
Well, I'm very excited to watch them. I think that they showed some really cool stuff. Boogie, he's been around the block. I feel like these are names that have kind of always been around. RMN in particular, I think that guy's just been around forever. But we're going to have to wait and see, because they are going to be playing later on today, where they face off against the winner of our next series, which is going to be Hellraisers versus RSC. Trent, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I need to wait and hear from the admins if we're going to be starting early or if it's starting according to the schedule. If it's starting according to the schedule, it will probably be in about an hour from now, roughly. So stay tuned, everybody. Trent, any final words, shout outs that you want to give?
No, take us away and see you guys for the next one.
All right, see you guys for the second series of the day in just a few. Game number 2, it's going to be, again, the wonderful guys from Hellraisers versus RSC. See you then.